I always start this classic Quebec dessert by making the dough. It's super simple. You just mix flour. I use a mix of all-purpose and whole wheat, and then some sugar, baking soda, and cinnamon. And then some neutral oil. I like using canola or mild olive oil. So just give it a good stir to incorporate the oil with the flour. And then some water. The exact quantities will be in the description box below. And then we mix until we get a nice ball of dough, and you can add a little bit more water if needed. I like to add mine gradually to make sure that I don't add too much. And cover the bowl until we're ready to use. Meanwhile, we can make the best part, the filling, using brown sugar, a little bit of flour, cornstarch, and then we can just whisk everything together. Before adding the secret ingredient, the maple syrup, don't replace it with anything else. It needs to be pure Canadian maple syrup. And then vegan cream. As you can see, mine was so runny. It's not normal. Usually it's quite thick, but yeah, I had a bad luck, but you will see that it still worked, which leads me to think that if you're using vegan milk, it would work as well, but it's best to use something thicker for the best consistency. Any kind will do. Coconut milk, soy, rice, oat cream. I've tried them all. Just keep whisking until the mixture is nice and thick, and then you can lower the heat and put it aside to cool while we roll out the dough. And if you've never tried this, it is so good. I highly recommend you try it. As you can see, this is a no-fuss dough. It's very easy to work, so I just add some flour to my surface and also to my dough. And to determine how big it needs to be, I just use my mold, and I simply roll the dough out until it's big enough to cover it. A good way to transfer your dough is to roll it up over your rolling pin and then just gently place it in your mold. But as you can see, I kind of failed and I was too lazy to start over, but it's okay because this dough is very forgiving. So you just want to press it a little bit down your mold and then use your rolling pin to remove any excess dough. Instead of wasting what I removed, I make a ball with it and then I flatten it and use cookie cutters to make little decorations for my pie. This time I used maple leaves because there's maple syrup in it. Go ahead and be creative. For Christmas I made one with little people on it and little hearts, and I thought it was adorable. And we can now add our cooled mixture. You can see it's still hot, but it's not like boiling hot. and in the oven it goes, preheated to 350 degrees for 35 minutes. I had to turn on my photography light, which makes the whole thing look super glossy, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, despite the cream being so runny. I added some maple sugar flakes on top, along with maple candied pecans. They're super good, and you can find out how to make them by clicking on the little eye in the top right corner. I really hope you try this recipe. It's such a good classic. I make it at least 3 to 4 times a year. And don't forget to leave me a thumb up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!